Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Monday, September 4th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was down 3.79% the last 24 hours, with a last of 42.64, a high of 45.94, and a low of 42.64. China's central bank declares initial coin offerings illegal. That's right. China bans companies from raising money through ICOs, asks local regulators to inspect 60 major platforms. A major announcement from the Chinese media and the Chinese central bank. Bitcoin price drops $200 after new rulings from Chinese regulators. This is having an effect across the entire Bitcoin market, with many ICOs and related altcoins seeing 10, 20, even 30% drops. Russia opens first criminal case involving Bitcoin. That's right. Russian police arrested 3 businessmen for illegally trading 500 million rubles worth of Bitcoin. Allegedly, they tried to channel the funds through SIM cards and various family members' accounts, but they found them. This is interesting because at the same time, Russia may ban Bitcoin mining in residential homes over electricity costs and heating, as well as they want more Bitcoin, they want more mining, and they want their own version of Ethereum. Russia's acting with both hands today. Sequoia and IDG to invest in China Bitcoin mining giant, actually called Bitmain Technologies. That's right. Bitcoin is raising $50 million from several venture capital firms. Note they're not doing an ICO. And Sequoia and IDG, 2 of the largest venture capital firms in Silicon Valley, have invested. This is on top of the fact that Bitmain may go public on the Chinese stock market. Rumors saying with an evaluation upwards of $1 billion. That's it for our stories today. Got to try to get out of full screen mode. And we're joined by Jimmy Song for Check the Current Scaling. How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going great. Not much has changed actually. It's getting kind of boring on the scaling front. It looks like, more SegWit transactions are going in, and Bitcoin Cash is still being mined at a loss. I half suspect that it's actually miners that like Bitcoin better. They just don't want the downward difficulty adjustment on Bitcoin Cash because it's coming in slow enough that won't. Fast enough that won't happen, but slow enough that it's not really being mined that quickly. It's hard to know. But yeah, that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is just, we're sort of waiting for November. That seems to be the big thing. Not much news happened over the weekend with regard to that. Obviously, the big news is China banning ICOs, and obviously Tone made some really good calls on the top there. It's kind of scary. Hopefully he has good news for us coming up.
All right, it's kind of scary, but we're joined by Tone Vase for Check of the Current Markets. How's it going, Tone?
It's going good actually. I know people are panicking and the price is crashing. And in our green room right before the show, I'm like, I couldn't be happier right now. This is great. So let's talk about the stories real quick before I jump onto the charts. So that's a huge contrast right there, right, between what Russia's doing and what China's doing. And I tweeted out earlier this morning how for the second time this year, my hat is off to the Chinese regulators for doing something really, really good. And when I woke up this morning, before I even heard the news, I randomly grabbed a shirt. And as you can see, this is one of my favorite shirts. I know there is a lot of new people that are watching us that have no idea what that symbol is. Well, you probably don't, because that was one of the biggest scams that we had in the crypto space about 2 years ago. And so I have a problem with what Russia is doing, kind of, right? Because, like, again, I think people should have, full control of their own money. I don't believe in money laundering as a crime, or it shouldn't be a crime. And I believe that people should be allowed to do whatever they want with their money. However, I also believe that markets, like, need to be regulated. You can't just have scammers selling you garbage. And I know people want this, that the market knows best and people should be able to invest in scams as they like. The problem here is those same people are then screaming how evil Wall Street is and what Wall Street did throughout 2005, 2006, 2007, leading into the financial crisis by selling you garbage CDOs and collateralized mortgage obligations and all that stuff. So you can't be upset that Wall Street is scamming you while also saying that ICOs should be fully allowed with no regulation. Like there's a huge conflict there. And if you feel that way, then you're pretty much a hypocrite. So I'm a huge fan of what China is doing. I understand that the price is dropping a little bit. This is identical to what happened back in March when the Chinese regulators showed up at the Chinese exchanges and everybody panicked. I was happy when they showed up there because I knew they were going there to clean up the bullshit volume, the bullshit fake volume of the Chinese exchanges that I've been complaining about for years. The Chinese government showed up and they cleaned it up. This is what's happening right now. The Chinese government is showing leadership in the world, not in China. They're showing leadership in the world because the U.S. regulators can't seem to get there. They seem to do anything. They're literally too much bureaucracy to do anything. So the Chinese government is taking a leadership role and getting the ICO scammers out before they really get the ball rolling. This sets up China really well years to be the financial capital of the world. The reason why the US is the financial capital of the world is because they have regulated markets. They have markets that people trust. They have an environment where if you ask anyone around the world, if you're going to invest in a company, where would you like that company to be? And the answer is always the United States, because the possibility of getting scammed by an American regulated company is 100 times smaller than anywhere else. If China takes the leadership role and cleaning up the financial markets in relation to the crypto space, they could be the financial capital of the world in 10 to 20 years, setting up for the next 100 years of being the financial leader, okay? So this is actually a pretty good thing in my opinion. All right, let's get to the markets. I'm gonna do a screen share and let's talk about the price because that's what's on everybody's mind, all right? So the closing price last night was actually higher than I expected. So I am gonna readjust these coordinates right there. I'm actually gonna put this at 4,600 and I'm gonna add another $100 to here, okay? So, and then I'll explain why I'm doing that. I did this on my video yesterday. So this is also 4,600 and this is going to be 6,100, okay? So here's what I'm looking at, right? I'm looking for this to be a short-term scare. I'm still thinking we're gonna hit a new high, okay, on this move up, okay? I'm still looking at the replay of what happened the last time we had a bullish run, okay? The reason why I put this down over here is this one is a little bit off now, but that's okay. So basically, we had this candle. The last week's candle is similar to this candle. I'm still looking for this candle to be more similar to this candle. Now, it doesn't have to happen that way. I don't have to be right, but I am looking for a fairly quick turnaround sometime this week and for us to go higher and top out somewhere in the next 2 to 3 weeks, okay? I'm still fairly bullish. This doesn't scare me yet, okay? From the daily chart, again, here are two different views on daily. This one was much cleaner with a 9 happening on the high. Here it happened 1 day earlier. And what I've been saying ever since like calling that top right here on this network is I'm looking for a 1 to 4 candle bounce. Now, last night I had thought that it was only going to be a 2 candle fall and then reverse. But obviously I don't control the news and I could not foresee the Chinese making the announcement. So obviously this bullish move has been negated by short-term panic off of the Chinese news, which I see as very, very bullish for Bitcoin. I see this as a good thing for Bitcoin and not a bad thing. So this is panic news selling, and I think that this is the time to buy the dip and not panic sell, okay? How low can this go? I have absolutely no idea, but this news does not scare me one bit. We're on day 3 of a 1 to 3 day correction. So it's possible to go even lower tomorrow, but I am looking for a turnaround sometime mid next week. Here's the 4-hour chart, and the 4-hour chart is setting up for a potential buy point over the next 4 to 8 hours. Over the next 4 to 8 hours, maybe we'll fall as low as 4,000, and then I am going to be looking for a reversal in order to time it. On the hourly chart, the count has been broken. It's possible we have, 6 or 7 more hours of downside, which would correspond with the 13 on the bottom count, and also correspond with a 9 on the 4-hour count, okay? So that's pretty much my outlook on the price. I am looking to time a reversal in the price of Bitcoin sometime between right here and 4,000. I'm not looking for this to be a continued change in trend. I still think I still think price is bullish. And back over to you, Thomas.
All right, Tone, thanks for that update. And let's remember, it does take about 24 hours for the entire market to hear about this news. People are just waking up now on the West Coast. They're making their decisions. They're maybe moving their funds around. It's going to take at least 24 to 48 hours for everyone to hear about it and everyone to make their move. So we'll have to keep watching this situation and see how it develops. It'll be curious to see if there's less ICO announcements in the near future, or if it just goes on unabated, because remember, China's only one country. It's a big country, but there are a lot of other countries where you could sell your ICO. So we'll see how this turns out. Thanks everybody for watching. We had 839 viewers, good for a holiday Monday here in the US. If everybody could give us a thumbs up and a share. If it's your first time here, make sure to subscribe down below, and we'll be back tomorrow with Today in Bitcoin. Until next time, bye-bye.